wench. Wait a sec. Hold on, I think I need to go back to school because that grammar sucked.
It's fine. It has been a temperate lapse of time since we've last recorded, like 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, or a whole month.
It's been like almost. It's either like 2 or 3, I think.
Months.
But I was about to say, let's double check and see, when the last video went up, and I'm like, no, I was busy enough that I put that one up way too late.
Yeah, you put it up last week. Let's go.
It literally couldn't be helped, though.
Yeah.
Someone having COVID kind of changes things.
And then being sick yourself changes them even further.
It was a bit sick, but it's not like...
It's not 7 Ks, it's only 2.
Yeah, at most. I didn't get the Rona. And plus, given how hard my I had a portfolio critique this weekend, she stressed to us, yeah, if you miss this, you're not making it up. It's a 30-year grade, by the way. And I'm just like, I don't care if I have COVID, I'm coming in. I will become the biohazard.
I will kill you all.
It's like, with no option to make it up, you leave me no choice. Luckily, I didn't have COVID. I woke up, and despite wanting to kill myself because of how tired I was, I was just fine.
So anyway, speaking of things we have no choice to do, my name is Randy.
And I'm Raren.
I'm going to beat you for that. And this is Rangens.
The Toddcast.
Yes, exactly. No, the Rodcast.
That would have to be the fishing episode.
Let's go.
That would have to be the fishing episode, is the Rodcast. Though I think that might attract a different audience than we're bargaining for.
No, it's kind of like, hi, my name is Randy of Texas, and today I'm going to tell you about the fact that I have watched over half of Rob Daum's 4-rotor RX-7 series.
Nice.
And I have seen him say at least 20 times, hi, I'm Rob Daum. He says this before his Keeps ad spot.
Nice. Something that kind of annoys me is whenever, how at the bottom of videos now, or in the timeline, you can separate, segment your video and everything. I've come to really appreciate and prefer it whenever YouTubers, separate the ad, outline where the ad segment is, so I can skip right over that. That is my favorite thing, and whenever it's not there, I'm just sitting there
So you see what I do is either I watch Donut Media when I want to watch a car guy ad, when I want to watch a car guy video. I love watching ads. The best part of my day, whenever I watch a 30-second ad on a 5-second video. Let's go!
Honestly speaking, I bet you just click on those, shorter videos just so you can get straight to the ads.
Exactly. So I could waste my life a little bit more.
It occurred to me, sometimes there's mid-roll ads that show up. It occurred to me those are random encounters.
Yeah.
Because it's random chance if you'll get one or not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't get any because I use an ad blocker. I am depriving YouTubers of their living.
Actually, you're just depriving YouTube corporate of their living. Nobody ever relies on YouTube ads anymore.
Man, you're right.
The ones you care about are probably getting sponsored by companies that matter to us.
Actually, I don't know. There's one person, it's Scott the Waz. He doesn't have a Patreon or sponsorships. It's literally just raw AdSense. So, I mean...
Or he could be getting nothing because of copyright music.
As of today, I don't think he's been hit with anything like that. He talks mainly about Nintendo, though. You'd think Nintendo would have gone after him.
Yeah, they would have beat his ass because they say, "Hey, the only way you can talk about our game is if we pay you to do it."
Did you see? Nintendo is closing down the 3DS and Wii U eShop, and it's and providing no alternative on Switch, and it's wow, do you guys want piracy or not?
Do you guys want piracy or do you want piracy?
Yeah, it's just no matter what happens, I'm pirating. I just want to know what your stance is on
it. hey, maybe you guys should sell an N64 if you don't want me to go to coolroms.com.
I like using Romulation. It's a lot cleaner.
Romulation?
Yeah, Romulation.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that.
I'm not gonna.
We could talk about this later.
Yeah, we could. I'll show you the way. It's where I mainly. It occurs to me I mainly get like GameCube stuff because I like the GameCube, and I shouldn't be talking openly about pirating on the podcast, but here we are. What I can talk about is this cool little number on my desktop called Call 911. I'm kidding. I don't think I
send help.
Oh yeah, it occurred to me I hadn't played Resident Evil 2 the last time we were recording and everything. I played Resident Evil 2 between the last time we recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're good at speaking, I can tell.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking perfect at it, you know. Between the last time we recorded and this time, I don't think you had played Initial Unity.
No. I had played Initial Unity. I'm sure if I pulled up the podcast episode, I could see that. But I know for 100% fact I hadn't played Resident Evil 2 yet. Because I got that with the Lunar New Year sale. And that was around, like...
a while ago.
Yeah, end of January, like, little bit of February.
Yeah,
I think it ended on February 3rd. I picked it up and I was just genuinely impressed with the quality and everything. And as I like to say, it kind of made me a little bit of a survival horror guy. I wasn't before. Because, you know, I don't like getting scared, but, you know. I don't like being scared. But luckily it's Resident Evil.
Aylwin.
Aylwin is scared. Yeah, I don't like saying that. I feel weird.
The only one who's qualified to say such a thing is the shark.
Oh, yeah. I forget if I'd also beaten Prey. I know I talked about, like, playing it, but I can't remember if I'd beaten it yet.
I don't know. We could always just look through Discord.
Maybe. It's not too big of a deal. I'm just gonna do the good old-fashioned Aaron thing and have Alzheimer's early and talk repeatedly about the same 3 games.
Yeah, we could. I got this motherfucker into Terraria.
Oh, yeah.
Terraria.
Terraria. Terraria? Tur. Yes, you got me into Tur.
The Terra.
But yeah, we need to get back into it because, you know, we played once and it's like, oh yeah, this is a good game. Yeah, we need to play again later. Last online 2 weeks ago.
Last online 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, in that breadth of time, I discovered the value of, like, $5 Steam games. Like, Post Void. This is the one I was telling you about, that it gave me a headache and, like, made my eyes water to play it for too long. I felt like a crackhead.
You need more crack.
I'm just like, yeah, I gotta keep playing.
I need more crack.
And then, you know, yesterday I got Devil Daggers, which is really fun. Literally only cost me 5 buckaroos. It's only one room, and it's a, like, survive as long as you can type deal, but it's just so much fun.
Oh, I'll have to try it later.
Well, save your money. Elden Ring soon.
I said try it, not buy it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Where am I?
Brazil.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, shit.
Man. But, you know, Devil Dagger's fun. It's nice, just kind of run, you know, like, it's fun, like, figuring out strategies, and it's very addicting when you get into it.
I feel like they're world record holders who are like, survived 100 million enemies.
I was watching, like, the number 1 person in the world, like, you know, it's got a leaderboard in it, and the number 1 person, just the level of, like, skill in it, you know, on display. I was just like, I wish this was me. I wish I could be this.
I wish that were me. God, I wish that were me.
Essentially. And I'm like, man, this game is just tiding me over until Elden Ring comes out.
Why do I get the feeling that in the next horror game the shark plays, she's going to see something ugly, like someone getting curb stomped? God, I wish that were me.
Has she been on that type of streak lately?
I don't know. I haven't actually been paying that much attention. I've just been waiting for the angel to come back.
That's fair. I know. I saw one clip to where she was to where Gerda was playing Minecraft in VR, and she's like, "Oh, patting a dog and everything like that," and then she accidentally hits it, and she's like has a proper dilemma on stream. Just oh no, what do I do? And she's like, it's fine,
Hits it again.
No, she didn't. I don't think. At least the clip didn't show her hitting it again. Would have been funny. She's good dog. Bam. It's like what is it? Homer Simpson getting hit with a chair. Just good dog. Oh. Oh man. Yeah, I can't wait to start a Elden Ring because I'm excited to find the biggest stick, the weapon that does the most damage and makes me feel whole again.
You wield it, you swing it down, and the boss dies.
My day was genuinely made when I was, I think it was like literally yesterday when I was playing Dark Souls 3, and I found the Black Knight sword, which is the sword that I mained in Dark Souls 1. Like, I just had just this reaction of just, it reminds me of home, as I'm like shredding things.
The bagpipes blare.
Essentially. I just felt like an immense amount of joy.
Scotland forever.
Essentially. And I mean, like, no kidding, the amount of damage it does just giga swamps everything else that I had. Like, I was carrying around the Executioner's Greatsword, which is an overglorified massive chisel. And I also had a great club, which is stick, that I can bonk things with. But I saw the Black Knight sword, saw the damage it does, and I'm like, okay, I have to wield this. I am required.
There is no other choice.
The law requires that I use this weapon, and I literally like beat a boss in one go with it. It cleaves. It's like, some Dark Souls bosses, you're really wailing on them for a while if you don't know what you're doing. But with this, no, I wail on them for a little bit, and they're like, okay, now I can, the boss starts to attack, and by that point, they're already dead. After a couple times of trial and error, though, it's a heavier weapon, so it kind of takes a couple postal service days to actually reach them.
Swing, yeah.
But it's not as bad as the Fume Ultra Great Sword. You press that button, and you could go get a snack. And by the time you come back,
you're dead.
Yeah. He will have swung once.
No, it just reminds me of going from the Traveler in fucking Genshin Impact to what is it? What was my first character that I ended up pulling? It was Noelle. And I'm like, wow, this is... Wait, what is this? Okay, wow. That's a really nice swing. I wish it actually reached the part I'm aiming at.
Yeah, I think everyone winds up pulling Noelle in their first try, don't they?
Oh, yeah, I think it's engineered.
Yeah, just to deliver the mechanic of, you got another person. I don't know how this is legal, but you've got another person.
Your team expand. Eventually, you just have like 50 different characters to play with. Oh, wow, I gotta start raising the ones I like. Oh, no.
I see people playing Genshin, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm fine letting the game continue to get developed. At some point, I'll come back to it, and there will just be like so much.
Eventually, the world will be complete.
That'd be funny. It's like, oh yeah, I'll play it a little bit. Maybe once the next world update comes out, and then it's just, okay, so they finished the game. Really? Okay, I guess I'll play now. Just a couple of years down the line.
It's just still at Adventure Rank 20. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, I saw where MiHoYo registered some sort of like title or whatever for Hoyoverse. I saw something about that. Hold on a second, let me look.
I have no clue. I just know they're coming out with something called Star Rail, and I'm a little bit...
Oh, okay, it changed their name. Oh, Immersive Virtual World Experience, Hoyoverse.
Cross-media... Oh, it's because they're starting to make anime, probably.
Oh, okay. New era of its entertainment services. Has their own video games? Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Other forms of virtual entertainment. What are they going to do? Release a book?
Yeah. They just release a book. Hey, you want to read this?
No, it's kind of funny. They already have Honkai Impact side stories as kind of like animes. But naturally, because it's a Chinese company, it's in Chinese, and listening to it for more than 5 seconds makes me want to die.
Well, why?
Because the Chinese voice actors sound like shit!
Oh, that's fair.
I tried switching it to Chinese because I'm like, oh, generally the original voice acting will be better. No. You know the kind of change of Barbara?
Mm.
Yeah. So there's a kind of similar-ish kind of character in their previous IP, which is, Honkai Impact, the one that I prefer for some reason. Don't ask, I'm really weird.
I mean, you spent a lot of time with it. So.
Yeah. And there's a kind of timid character, a little upbeat, and then I switch it to Chinese. Depressed.
You're just like, my disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
That's the moment I knew I was not going to learn Chinese.
Was there ever any, contemplation in your head?
For 5 seconds.
Oh, that's fair.
I was like, how's this sound? Oh, God.
So how's Honkai Impact treating you currently?
Well, I caught up with the main story, and I can't tell whether I like where it's going or not.
Oh, okay.
It's... The fact that it's making me ask these kinds of introspective questions obviously means they're doing something right. I don't know how much of a something that is.
I mean, it's one of those things. I think there's those gaming experiences out there, at least ones that I've had, to where it's like, first pass through, I'm, on the one, you kind of have those mixing of, feelings on, do I really like this, or do I just really hate it, and it hasn't caught up with me yet. But, a second playthrough is more definitive of, wow, yeah, I hate every second of this. Luckily, Nier Automata is structured in a way that I was able to reach that enlightenment by the third time around.
The third timer?
You have to. Because if you want to get all the end, if you want to actually finish the story, you have to do it 3 or 4 times. It's absurd amount of times to replay the game, but it's it's called replaying it, even though it's it's basically just another leg of the story.
It's just New Game Plus.
It's literally just another leg of the story called New Game Plus. And that's why anyone that calls it New Game Plus, I'm like, no. That's not how this works. New Game Plus is the same experience, but with, or traditionally it's same experience, but with some little things funky, like you keep your weapons.
In God of War, it's you start with the final weapons.
Mm-hmm. But, this, it's literally okay, great, you've beaten the game, the credits roll. No, you didn't beat the game, get ready.
Prepare your bunghole.
And the second, I'd heard about this, but the second time I did it, I'm like, wow, I hate this. Which, complaining about Nier Automata is something that I'd have to replay Nier Automata to fully articulate why I don't like Nier Automata.
So you see, the thing is, I can identify that Honkai Impact does something right.
Actually, more than anything, I think you'd actually probably enjoy, if nothing else, than the gameplay of Nier Automata.
Yeah, I probably would. I heard you talking about it.
It's way more hack and slash.
I feel like I'd be able to cope with the shitty auto-log very quickly.
Nah, man. Well, the thing is I come from, I love the Souls games. They have such beautiful lock-on. In this game, it's yeah, I guess you can lock on. Will it help? It's not what I said. I said you can if you want.
Oh, yes, in the God of War that recently made it to PC, you can lock on. However, are you in a group fight? Yeah, how does that Yes, it matters. Stop it.
Stop. Do not. Well, I mean, okay, that's not how lock-on is supposed to work to begin with. It's not good for group stuff. Fundamentally,
Yeah.
it's good old. It's for
You
good
see, the
old-fashioned
thing is,
leveling.
if you lock on in a group fight, you're going to get hit in the back of the head.
The only time I lock on in a group fight is whenever I accidentally press the button.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, it's funny. Through playing the other Dark Souls games, I've gotten really good at just beating the games without, or like fighting without lock on, and it is world of difference. Because
Yeah, I picked it up in the middle of this big fight where I was, facing an ice troll or some shit like that.
mm-hmm.
And then there were like 6 guys around it that would just shoot you inexplicably.
It was like, okay, he's not looking. Bang!
Well, shoot is a very broad term. It's they throw up this substance onto their hand and then they fire it at you.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about. Looking back on God of War, it was fun, but I don't think I ever actually, like, really used Atreus. Like, I just kind of forgot about it.
Dude, it's literally the square or, X button.
I remapped my control. Oh, wait, no. The way that I did it, I never wound up using, like, square. I just kind of remapped things to where it was like Dark Souls and I was solid.
Yeah,
like,
so you see, the thing is, he's kind of important because how else are you going to get stuns on enemies?
I found a way. Like, it was...
Against Revenants? No, there is no way.
No, you could... Which one's the Revenant?
Oh, the one that disappears when you try to hit it.
No, there was a way to hit it. I remember doing it. Yeah, this is nothing for me. Oh, wait. No. Yeah, you could hit it.
No, you could not.
I managed to. That was entirely how I fought it. What? Like...
That's literally cheese. The game is set up so you have to use Atreus to help you.
The game is not. I coasted without Atreus.
No, that's massive cheese, dude.
Okay, so cheese though it may be, I was still able
You need to replay it and try hitting the square button sometimes.
No, listen.
It'll do you one. It actually makes the game better when you do it.
Okay, but Randy, you have to remember, I'm okay enough at games that, like, if I focus on myself, I can do fine. I do not do well with an entire other character. I never have. Like,
it's literally one button.
I know, but it's still too much.
It's literally, you can literally consider it one of your other abilities.
Okay, I'm going to phrase it like this. In Dark Souls, you could have magic, You could have magic and melee. I can't do both. I can either do magic or I could do melee, but I cannot do both because that requires me to keep track of way more stuff in the flow of intense combat than I usually, than my brain is able to handle. Like, I can manage Doom Eternal because there's a limit to the weapons, because, all the weapons have their very own niche use. Atreus doesn't really have that niche use, especially if I can get through, like, an enemy
that
cheese
the Revenants.
I didn't even realize I was cheesing. That's the point here.
You see, whenever it tells you, I think I can hit it.
I think I can hit it.
In the first Revenant you fight, Atreus is like, I think I can hit it. Just tell me when.
Yeah, he was saying that a whole bunch. I just kind of pulled the good old-fashioned, you shoot when I say you shoot, boy. I just hit him with my extra good measure, knock him out. He starts being insubordinate, I hit him again.
No. Later in the campaign, when he finds out that he's a god, and you're just like, dude, I didn't know I'd do this. I would have just let you die.
No, he's just like, I can choose when... Well, actually, that was the best part of the game, because he fired on his own.
No square button required.
Exactly. Well, it's one of those things, I'm not conscious of it. I'm a bit too focused on the enemies that are coming at me.
But it's not that hard. You can think. It literally gives you the space to think.
Randy, I have a smooth enough brain that I cannot. It does not give me enough. I was playing on a higher difficulty than I should have.
What were you playing on? A fucking Give Me God of War?
No, I think I like wound up playing primarily on like the step below that.
Yeah, so I don't know what your problem is. I am doing my current run on that difficulty, and Atreus is central to my gameplay.
What do you mean problem? I'm getting by just fine. I think that's a skill issue on your end.
Yeah, it's a skill issue on your end. You can't use all your tools.
No, listen, okay, a skill
issue... The car requires all the tools. You do not pull a vice grip for the 10 mil, the 12 mil, the 13 mil, and the 17 mil, okay?
If it fits them all, then what's the problem?
You break your bolts! That's the problem.
Oh my word. I'm about to get a noise complaint.
You break your bolts. You break your bolts when you use the vice grip on everything.
Listen, man. Everything stayed together. That's all I can say. I got by. Does it matter?
You see, that's your problem. You're like a white girl with your car.
But I'm gamming, Randy.
You drive 50,000 miles before you worry about the noise your engine made at 10.
I mean, if nothing's broken overly... No, I'm kidding. A car would be a different thing because I have spent an absurd amount of money on a car. And for me, anything over $1,000 is an absurd amount of money. So, but gammon, the way that I look at it is like, if I'm able to get through encounters without having to seriously rethink anything, then I see no issue to challenge my own gameplay. It's why there is a fundamental issue with Halo Infinite, in that I can stick to 2 weapons in a Halo game and feel no pressure to change. That is a fundamental issue, you know. An issue on the part of the game. Halo, you know, like, a game should encourage you to switch up options, you know. Should put pressure on you to go for those different gameplay tools. But God of War doesn't. I did not need to hit the square button. Ergo, it collected dust.
You were supposed to need to hit the square button, is what I'm telling you.
I was supposed to. But I didn't.
Yes, you were definitely supposed to.
That sounds like a design oversight.
No, it's not a design oversight. It's you finding the single frame where it's not invincible.
I mean, anything's possible.
1 out of 120 frames.
Hey, man, I got good aim.
No, it's probably all that Dark Souls made you so masochistic you decided against using your tools.
I'm not a masochist.
You're masochist enough to play through all 3 Souls games and say you like them.
They're quality games. I say what's quality because it's quality.
They're so difficult it hurts to look at.
No, they're not. They've got beauty in them. Gorgeous vistas, the likes of which you couldn't appreciate in other games. Vistas
Lighter gore is enough to make you blind. It doesn't matter which one it is.
What?
Blinding light or disgusting gore is both enough to make you blind. It doesn't matter which one it is.
Nah, but I'm saying, like, the games are quality. They've got it, Randy.
Yeah, you've told me this a bunch of times, and I told you, yeah, if you like to suffer.
No, they're good even if you don't like to suffer. Life's hard enough as is. I don't want to cry anymore, Randy.
So then why do you play the Dark Souls games?
Because there's other value to them other than feeling like you want to cry a little bit. If you got a skill issue, you feel like wanting to cry. But...
Yeah, nice. You keep recommending this to a guy who has a fundamental skill issue. I have a skill issue when it comes to getting rid of the skill issue.
Well, sounds like a skill issue.
Yeah. Okay, I'm telling you.
Look. Okay, someone used this analogy once, and I still think it rings true. It's like picking up an instrument. Are you going to be good at it the first second that you pick up an instrument? No. It is something you work at. It is something you dedicate yourself towards. Are you a masochist because you keep, playing until your fingers hurt?
Oh yeah, I love cutting into my fingers by playing solo.
No, you're not there.
That's not how that works.
You're not there. You're not learning No. Let me finish. You're not learning an instrument. Let me finish. You're not learning an instrument because, strictly because your fingers are gonna hurt and it's gonna take a while to learn. You're there because when you can play music, it's beautiful.
I don't know why you're using this analogy when you can't even play music, because slightly tone deaf.
And you can't beat Dark Souls games. What's your point? I'm still saying the term. Is it not the same thing? Like, you can't pick it up. A music is something that you have to practice, something that you work towards. You don't work towards, like, the painful process. You work towards the end result of being able to play music, do you not? Or is there some other secret element of making music that I have not been made aware of?
I'm trying to put things into words. I think you might have me on this one.
Yeah, I mean, everything, like, that's worth putting time into. It's one of those things. And again, it's not everyone's cup of tea. I don't, I like music, but for the life of me, can't quite learn how to make it. And that's fine. You know, some experiences just aren't for everybody. And that's fine.
Yeah. I just see that's the pain that came when I tried playing Dark Souls.
Okay, so for the past week I've had an ingrown nail and I only just recently got it out. And so every time I stub my toe, I kind of feel like crying a little bit.
Yeah, so you see, the thing is, that's the kind of pain I felt dying 600 times at one section of the high wall of Lothric.
Sounds like a lot of hoopla. I think... Okay, I have to ask you, have you tried varying your approach, or are you just doing this the exact same way every single time?
Yes, I tried varying my approach.
I'm trying to think of, advice I've seen, but, I don't know.
I'm not new to video games, man.
No, but I mean, okay. It requires a different mindset and approach,
That
a fundamental different,
hoopla.
Outlook. No, I mean, it requires a different one. It's kind of like how, turn-based combat games require you to, I don't know, lose your personality to enjoy. That's a bad joke. You have to really love menus to enjoy a turn-based combat game, because you're selecting menu options and watching the funny numbers go up. And hey, people love the funny numbers.
You know what? Making the funny numbers is always great. Literally boiling water Pokemon with my Charizard. Hell yeah!
I mean, shoot, Dark Souls games are the same way, except you're dealing the funny number in a more direct capacity.
See, the thing is, I grew up on games that were hard because they were glitched, and once you found out the glitch, the game stopped being hard. Dark Souls is hard because they designed it to be hard, and there is no glitch to figure out.
If you learn how to parry, I understand that makes it far easier. Laughably... the first Dark Souls, as I take it, literally, laughable. I learned to parry strictly for the final boss. Easy. Okay, barring a little bit of a skill issue because, I'm just fundamentally not good at parrying... The final boss of Dark Souls 1 is free.
Well, I'd like to think I'm okay at parrying, and then I remember how many times I just go way too early for honor, and I'm just like, oh no, I'm striking.
Oh no. But yeah, I don't know. Since we're on the subject of Dark Souls, I'm just pleased as punch for Elden Ring. Have you seen the character creator? Just the sheer...
No, I want this game to surprise me.
Oh, okay. I won't pull it up then.
It's because, I already saw the trailer, and I know it's a FromSoft game that's not fucking... what is it?
Sekiro?
Yeah, it's not Sekiro. That's not the image they're going for. They're using the regular art direction rather than... Ching chong, sneak and stong.
Oh my word. Oh man. But yeah.
Ching chong, cock and ball touch.
Oh my word. But something I'm pleased as punch about is the fact that you can jump. I love Dark Souls, and I understand the intended experience there is that you're not supposed to be hopping around. You're not supposed to be very mobile. But having a dedicated jump button like in Sekiro is all I could have ever wanted. I can't wait to jump up in the air and giga swamp enemies with whatever big stick is in my hands at that moment. Just
I feel like that'd be a beautiful combo to just get swatted out of the air during.
Yeah. Even better is that I've seen some clips of it. So there are going to be enemies on horseback. That's a thing this game is going to have. You can be on horseback too. But you can literally parry an enemy on horseback and literally yank them off their horse. The combat in this game
No. What's our 1800s Wild West versions of Marooned? Shipwrecked.
Let's see. Hanooned.
No. Rustled.
Rustled. Let's see. Cow tipped.
What is it? Drone.
The Irish thing is just shamrocked.
Because it's not 4 leaves.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to call my character in Elden Ring. I haven't decided if I want to design another, like... There's a part of me that really wants to design to make my character look like the Sigma male guy. I deeply want to. But at the same time, I kind of also want to spend a painstaking amount of time on, like, Pretty Woman. Because it's fun. I like interacting with the character creator. Dark Souls 2 kind of did that for me. Of course, Dark Souls 2 has a really primitive approach to it, so, I kind of had to put a little bit more love into it than I would have done otherwise.
Remember, it's not as bad as unmodded Skyrim.
We don't talk about that. But yeah, I'm just excited. Oh man, okay, I wanted to show you one of the starter classes, like the one I'm almost certain I'm going to start with, but you mentioned not wanting to be spoiled.
Describe it to me, like, what?
The name is Vagabond.
The Vagabond!
Yeah, and he's got this, like, really cool, like, I don't know how to explain it other than he has, like, the freshest drip. Like, the medieval fresh drip kind, and a long sword as well, slung over his shoulder, and I'm like... I saw that and I'm like, oh yeah, he's a strength user.
Fresh medieval drip.
Yes, thine peasants do be jealous. I doth make all the squires peeved.
Why, you cannot drip as I do, for you would drown in the cloth.
Oh my word.
Thou dost not drip.
Okay, so I'm curious. In games, do you prefer attacking, like, slower but doing more damage, or attacking quicker but doing less damage?
It depends. How many attacks can I get in before they...
Oh, okay.
I attack faster, what is the strike number advantage?
Oh, okay, because I was going to hopefully provide a little bit of a recommendation for a starting class for you. But, okay, so when you boot it up, essentially, strength, slow but power. Dex, fast but a little bit less power. Something that's also key is there's a samurai, so I'm going to be crushing all the weaves with my big wooden stick.
I feel like I'll be a samurai just cause.
Yeah, and I will beat the bones out of you.
You will try.
I will succeed. Randy, your speed means nothing when I'm already behind you and backstabbing you by shattering your spine. I will replace all of your ligaments with my metal.
See, the thing is, what do you do against a balanced build, boy?
Honestly, quality build could work.
Quality build?
Okay, so quality is the term for whenever you level strength and dex. There's
a thing?
Yeah, it's actually pretty viable, especially for, like, if you're picking up one of these games for the first time, it gives you a lot of options. Because most weapons... there's very dedicated strength weapons. If it has Ultra in front of the name, you can bet every last one of your bottom dollars that it's going to require 40 strength or more. And generally swords, I don't know, like heavier swords wind up being strength, or anything that's big, but smaller.
Like a steak?
But, again, most weapons fall within this nice little range that if you level strength and dexterity, you can pick up, you have a lot wider of a pool.
Right, yeah.
I'm a very simple person, though. Usually, if I pick up a weapon within the opening areas, I'm going to hold on to it until the end of the game, barring some exceptions.
No. The thing is, you do some research, right? Or, like, you figure out which weapons you wanted to pick up but couldn't because you didn't have enough strength. So you build with the exact amount of strength you need and put all the rest into dexterity. So you have this huge... towering weapon and you go and the boss is like, you done? No.
I actually think I killed a boss like that at one point with the Fume Ultra Greatsword because it had this move where you slung it over your shoulder and then for the next one you shoved it forward and pulled it back.
Oh my god.
And I killed a boss like that once, I think. I literally just it got staggered and it's like, you thought, and I'm like, no. But yeah, again, if you stick strict, at the end of the day, it's up to you.
Having 300 strength, you instantly kill everything, Keck.
I mean, it's kind of the schmoove on my end. That's kind of my MO. Like, what's it called? You know, I dump as much as I can into strength, and then I level my health to where I can tank stuff, or level health and my equip load, and put on a nice set of armor.
It's kind of funny. I feel like if they had a lifesteal ability, I'd only level that.
I respect it.
Because that's me in Path of Exile. Let's go!
Have you played Path of Exile recently?
No.
Oh.
I mean, if you consider a couple months ago recently, then, I mean, sure.
No, I don't really consider... I consider within a month, usually a couple weeks.
Yeah. I haven't.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
I kind of want to. I still need to beat the game.
That's fair. Mm. But yeah, I honestly speaking, I'd probably recommend a Dex build for your first run. I think, given how it sounds like you tend to approach games and play, I don't think having, the exchange of speed for power is one that you'd personally enjoy making. If I had to be, it'd probably make you cry a little.
Yeah, I'd be like, I have enough time, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I got, and then he's like behind you, and you're just like...
I could smell the steel in my ass. I like how we had an entire argument over why FromSoft games aren't great.
You're just fundamentally wrong, but if you want to frame it as an argument to feel better from that skill issue, then you can.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I tried telling you I can't get into FromSoft games. I have a skill issue in fixing my skill issue.
I still argue anyone can do it.
But there are layers to my problem.
Yes.
I'm like an onion.
But I mean, I think that if you dedicated yourself, you really work on peeling back the layers, you could reach the good onion underneath.
But my knife isn't sharp enough.
Now, don't worry. I'll inspire you to play Elden Ring by constantly hitting you up at odd hours of the night and saying, let's get that ring, my boy.
At 5 a.m. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Why did my phone vibrate so
Rise and grind, gamer.
Rise and shopping.
Actually, you're called the Tarnished, so it'd just be rise and shine, Tarnished. It's time to play the part of a lord. I love that line from, I think it was the E3 trailer.
I'm here Tarnished, playing the part of a lord.
Nice. Lowly
Still recovering.
No, I did a funny voice and it hit my throat weird.
Yeah, still recovering.
No, I could do the funny voice.
I know what that is. I've been the sick before.
No, okay, I got it. It's just lowly Tarnished, playing as a lord. I command thee kneel.
I command thee kneel. My bad.
No, you're good, but it's
a
just...
little too loud.
Wait, it's so good. I look at Elden Ring and I'm like, I need it. I'm going to post, like, the good, like, the second that I get into Elden Ring, I'm spamming every server I'm in with the good old-fashioned, I can see, I can fight! Yeah, and it's just a clip of me getting absolutely bisected by the training boss.
By the first enemy.
Something I'm excited about is that apparently the game has, like, dungeons, and I'm like, yes!
This is, I believe, the first foray into a completely open world.
Yeah, they've had really open-ended gaming experiences before. Dark Souls is, like, the first Dark Souls is the best example of it, where the world, like, you will go, like, out of your way and then some, following a path and everything, and it will somehow still loop back to Firelink, and it's impeccable how well it, like, manages to change up your perspective of where you're at and loop you back. Might as well be open world to a degree, but, you know, what's it called?
But I won't be able to scale the mountain and just... It won't be no grapple hook to the highest point in the ring.
Yeah. Man, speaking of grappling and, you know, the ring, I decided to start playing through Infinite on Legendary, and it doesn't really make me want to cry. Like, there's some situations where I want to cry a little bit, but, like...
It's not Halo 2's final boss or anything?
Nah, I made it easier on myself, though, because, I actually learned a bit of speedrun strats. Like, there's one trick that you can do, to where if you stand on top of, so, you know the fusion coils that are scattered around every square inch of the map?
Yes.
You stand one of them up vertically, you stand on top of it, and you, like, jump, and at, like, the peak of your jump, you grapple the what's it called? The fusion coil, and it will launch you sky high. Like, let me pull up a speed run.
That's so good.
I simply must show you just the tomfoolery. So, Halo Infinite speed run. What? The chair sink?
No, it's not the chair. It's the thing sitting in it.
This is on a guy named Sasquatch Sensei's channel.
Any percent, huh?
Yeah, it's once he gets onto the ring. So, it's a little bit past here. Okay. No. So, just gets a fusion coil. I was able to do this myself. Just pulls himself all the way up.
Oh my goodness.
It is impeccable. And there are so many other variations to this that you can do. Like, if you get it diagonally, it'll launch you diagonally. It's just, I love it. It's funny.
Oh my
God. Of course, though, the only issue you run into is it, like, kind of breaks the game a little bit, you know?
Oh, yeah, because some zones will require you to have gone through earlier zones, right?
Nah, the best part, there was at one point in it, because I performed that drip, or not drip, because I
dripped so hard you drowned, huh?
Nah, but because I performed that trick, I think it was like in the room after, or I performed some other skip to where you can literally like, it's at one of the points where you need to make a bridge, and I think Cortana runs into like some sort of, or the weapon runs into some sort of like issue in making a bridge, and you know, you gotta fight enemies. If you just grapple at like the right angle onto one of the pillars, it'll sling you into the next zone where the enemies haven't loaded yet, and you could just keep going. No fighting. I got through the first level so easily because of that.
What the fuck? That's ridiculous.
Downright dummy even.
Foolish, if you will.
Silly, if you must. But, yeah, it's been about my gaming exploits here lately. Resident Evil, Dark Souls 3, Infinite, and a little bit of Devil Daggers. Last night I started up the Resident Evil 4 HD project someone made to where they literally, like, restored the entire game. It is a GameCube game, and they went through and they updated every single texture. Using the original references for the texture.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like the physical manifestation of a headache in terms of what they had to go through.
It took them 8 years to put this out.
Yeah, no, yeah.
What I mean, it's so, like, thoroughly and, like, lovingly well made. Like, they went the extra mile in a lot of situations where, like...
They didn't even have to.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of objects in the game that are just 2D, or, like, instances where it is just, you know, an image pasted on a block. And they went through and they modeled them. There's one shed later on, like in one of the final areas. They went back through and fully modeled that.
Oh my goodness.
And it's just like, the dedication. Dedication!
Oh my goodness. Labor of love.
It's one of those things that just, it's quality.
Unbridled free time.
Of course, though, the aiming in the game still makes me kind of want to die because you don't have a proper reticle. You have a red dot. And the red dot sucks.
It could be possible to go into settings or or the game files to make it bigger.
No.
Yeah. Cheat.
No. It's an issue of... It's a red dot.
It's a laser, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know... It's kind of hard to keep track of quite where it is on the screen. Like, you have the general, like, oh yeah, I'm looking this way, but where am I aiming?
I don't think I had that problem. I tried playing it, skill issue.
Yeah, probably. I mean, here lately I've started to get a little, bit better with it and everything, but it's not fun. I originally played the Wii version, and that reticle is just beautiful. I was able to get headshots so comically easily. Good stuff. Only issue with the mod, downloading it. 20 gigs.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a new game.
A little bit, yeah. That actually reminds me, this is one dude I know who's a fanatic for RE4, and they've been looking for the Zeebo version of the game. And the Zeebo is a console only released in Brazil. You want to guess how big the Resident Evil 4 is for that? Like the file size? 7 megabytes.
That's how you know you have a piece of shit on your hands.
It's one of those things I want to play it just because I want to know what a 7 megabyte GameCube game is like.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Downright clown behavior.
Clown activity.
Wenchless behavior.
Dameless behavior. No dames.
Oh man.
L plus crowd displeasing plus no dames. Plus rustled.
Plus mongrelized. Mongrel moment. Neanderthal behavior.
No, I'm just talking about. I'm just bringing it back to the southern version of L plus ratio.
Oh yeah.
Plus no bitches.
Corded. No. Quartered. Forgive me.
Oh yeah, because they're in your house. Oh shit. No. Outlawed.
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 Dead or alive.
No damsels. No damsels. Outlawed. Rustled.
I'm imagining Micah, like, saying all this to Arthur, and Arthur's just like, what the heck are you talking about?
No, and then that's when the Pinkertons come.
They gun down Micah because he's still cringe.
Oh my goodness.
I'd laugh at that development. Gunning down Micah for being cringe yet again.
Hey, you know what? That's what he probably should have done before he died from tuberculosis.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2 yet, you're not going to. Don't lie to yourself.
I don't know. People might. I sometimes come to games like way later than I should. Nier Automata is a good example of this. You know, people are like proclaiming the Rapture might as well have come for that game, and I'm like, it's mid. Tell me great one. Yeah, the Rapture. You know, it's like, oh man, you know, the world could end. This is, you know, big stuff. It's not a commonly used phrase, but you know.
I feel like if you were going to play a game with that kind of combat, you should probably have picked up Honkai Impact 3rd.
I mean, I played it a little bit. I think I still have Honkai downloaded.
Yeah, so you can try it again.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, you got far enough into it to figure out that they literally call it a gacha.
Yeah. I appreciate...
I appreciate the transparency. It lets you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. It doesn't call it a wish or a loot box or...
no, loot box is synonymous with gacha.
It literally is.
I'd argue loot
calling
box
it that is just atmosphere at this point.
Yeah, it's, you know, good old-fashioned, like, by-the-numbers type deal to where it's like, oh, it's a phrase that seems, you know, intent on, like, treasure being attached to it. Probably gotcha.
There is no... A wish?
Bounty.
Yeah, I wish I got the 5-star.
Oh, wait, I've got another one for the pirate. Plus, no booty.
That's a That's a multi-layered phrase right there.
Exactly, that's why I used it.
It can replace no wenches.
No wenches, nor booty.
No wenches. Bootyless.
High C behavior.
No. I got you. No, this is honestly this is honestly just the golden age of sailing behaviors. So we could say you got pirated.
No. It occurred to me, high C behavior is actually potentially has positive connotations. Landlubber behavior is better. Plus landlubber.
No.
Castaway.
No wenches. No booty. Landlubber. Marooned. Shipwrecked.
Stowawayed.
Stowed away.
Your X marks nothing.
X marks the spot where it should have been.
Oh, man.
I feel like that's a little too elaborate.
I think that just for the uninitiated, this is just you and I saying phrases for a good 5 minutes that aren't really connected to anything.
Yeah, no, it's.
Should we tell them the context of it, the meme it comes from?
Yeah, it's just like I think I already said it at some point. It's just it's kind of like the golden age of sailing version of like L plus ratio plus
yeah
plus no bitches plus touch grass.
I've seen someone post that unironically and like actually ratio a person on Twitter, and I'm just like, man, the internet is.
It's certainly a place. Twitter is certainly a place.
Yeah, I just like the VTuber art. I'm gonna be real. That's like the saving grace.
Yeah, so my solution for that is I go on Instagram and I find the people who repost the Twitter posts, and then it's all filtered out.
I just like Twitter's built-in save image function.
Yeah, well.
I have a nice process down. I save the image to my bookmarks, so that way if someone asks me, hey, where did you get this? I put up a finger, scroll through my good old-fashioned bookmarks, and say, here is the person. And I save the image and use it as my wallpaper. Except for currently, because my wallpaper is currently... Not that. Good old-fashioned. Dude in armor.
Yes, being corrupted by several powers beyond his control or comprehension.
Actually, that was actually the cover for an Elden Ring article. I figured since the game's coming out soon, I like to kind of like reflect the big releases in my life on my phone. Like I did this for Doom Eternal. Like I had a really nice Doom Eternal wallpaper for quite a piece there.
You mean is the dolphin on the town?
Might as well be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, apparently the absolute state of Battlefield 2042 is worse than anyone could have ever accounted for. They put out a thing, and the wording is the funniest thing because they're like, okay, so we've started to work on the bugs and issues you've noticed, and it's just that like apparently that's the entire tone is like shifting the blame almost on like, well, if you hadn't talked about them, like the game would be just fine otherwise. And they said, oh yeah, we're going to be ready to roll out all these updates and fixes when Season 1 starts early summer. The game will be dead by then, if it is not already.
Yeah, by that point, just shut down the servers, fucking dumbasses.
Well, it's one of those things. Apparently, it's just kind of sort of really out of left field since before now they had decent to good launches. Oh, I love that.
Let me show you the other one.
Please tell the viewers about these hijinks.
So I stole a flag.
Perfect.
I'm going to post this to my Instagram and say, the enemy has your flag at Taco Bell.
Don't at Taco Bell.
What is that Twitter manager gonna do?
Call the relevant authorities. Dox you, obviously. It's the right thing to do. Dox people.
No, the image is so distorted, I can't even tell what the fuck is going on in it. Look at it.
Yeah, I think they'll be able to tell. Excuse me, sir, I don't think you should be having that.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to tell where the hell I am, though.
They might.
I
just can't believe that, like, potentially people in that store might have been able to see you take it. And they
saw me posing with it. What do you mean?
You just make eye contact and they're just like, keep going. Literally just not getting paid enough to care.
Literally, yeah. Oh, red flag warning. The Master Chief goes, red flag.
Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing with that Taco Bell flag?
Sir, capturing the flag.
It'd been even funnier had you eaten at the Taco Bell. Because
I ate at the Wendy's next to it.
Yeah, fair. I haven't had Taco Bell in a really long time.
It's probably a good thing. Your white man's stomach would not be able to take it.
I think it's been since before we moved out here. We've been out here for like 5 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
My white man's stomach probably wouldn't fare too well. No matter how old I get, just cannot handle spice. That's why I'm not into hentai.
That's not even... That's sauce.
Okay, yeah, you're right. But sauce
no,
do be having the spice.
It's not the spice. That's not the problem.
I know, it's a joke. It's just, Alright, go on. That's not the problem. Continue.
I thought you already know. It's just like low quality meat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally it. And it seems like the chicken's alright. In fact, they stopped advertising the beef chalupas. Although that's personally my preference. It's a little sad. But, you know.
Understandable. On subject of speaking Japanese, to backtrack just a little bit, you know, you used a little bit of the Japanese. Recently, we learned about a new, like, type of way of describing things, of, like, something like so. So, like, so if you're talking about a person that's like, nemui so, they seem sleepy.
Oh, I see.
However, this, generally speaking, you know, carries over to most adjectives. You know, taka, I think it's either, I forget if you drop the E, but it's like takaso, you know, that seems expensive.
I see.
And this carries all the way up until you get to kawaiso, where it changes, and that is, oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, it does. It does. Oh, kawaiso ni. I was just about to talk about that. It's kind of like saying, you poor thing.
Yeah, that is the absolute, like, I just find it funny that, you
Kawaiso aitsu.
I just love the just change of how it's like, oh yeah, it's like, seems like this, you poor thing, seems like this.
Yeah, languages are kind of funny like that. Although I imagine the direct translation is in fact the same thing. It's just what it becomes in English is.
Oh yeah, I'm on to volume 4 of the Toradora light novel.
What the fuck?
Oh hey, you can like stories now. Why is that a thing? Why do I want to like... I don't look at people's stories. Instagram just keeps tossing in features that I'm never going to use.
Scott ended up changing our chat theme to ocean.
Yeah, Scott changed ours to tie-dye. It's a little bit funky.
Oh yeah. I remember some dude who may or may not be a little bit into me, hopelessly I might add, changed our chat theme to gay.
Oh.
Literally the rainbow.
Oof. I don't know, we could change up the chat theme, couldn't we? I mean, we've had green for a while. Let's see, what do we got over here? I know, monochrome. Boring. Nah, just kidding. Let's be Dune. Let's look at a worm. Mother? And that was essentially me at one point.
Mother, I've pissed the bed. Wake the fuck up, Mommy. I pissed the bed.
I mean, at some point, like, you do just have to be blunt with it.
Exactly.
What's astrology? For the theme on Instagram, I was about to say, I know what astrology is. I don't know if I like this. Looks a bit too funky for my tastes.
Actually, it looks kind of cool. And it also takes into account the structure of astrology's ideology.
Oh, yeah. Seeing my message just then reminded me. The newest chapter of Kubo-san Won't Leave Me Be. The ending. I love the ending. To where he's like, what's it called? Kubo-san is my friend, but why is my heart beating so hard? And I'm like...
Why do you think, fool?
No, I'm just like, my man.
See, the thing is, I can forgive him for it because, first person who interacted with you outside of your fucking mom.
Essentially.
And your dad, who completely in character because you inherited it, is just absent.
I wonder if his dad actually is just in the house. Shiraishi just can't even find him.
Doesn't even know who he is.
He is a part of a different plane of existence and only occasionally enters into ours.
No. He's always Alphonse on his espionage job.
Actually, even better.
No. The reason why he fell in love with his mom is because she found his bitch ass.
Even better. He actually can't live in this world for too long because he's secretly the icon of sin. And after all, the longer the icon of sin is on Earth, the stronger he will become.
The longer the icon of sin is on Earth, the stronger he will become. The stronger he will come.
Must be them salt and vinegar chips.
Oh my goodness.
You want to explain the context of that one?
I don't know. I think that's better as an inside joke. And for people who have seen the post.
You're right. Man. Randy, what did you send me when we're right here? Why did you send me a message saying, I'm coming?
I think I sent that to you before you changed the chat theme, and it just sent.
Why did you send it anyway?
Because you're like, we've arrived. I'm coming.
And 2:42, I sent that.
I sent that at 2:42 as well.
It arrived at 8:02.
Yes, you see, the thing is...
Fair.
And now Scott's gonna kill me.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, he might do a little bit of murdering.
Oh, yeah, but it occurs to me I tried to start a conversation about Toradora light novel, but it didn't quite catch.
Yeah. What were you trying to say?
I think 3 is my favorite volume so far, just because I like how well it manages everything. Like, I love to sit down. I genuinely enjoyed my time, like, just reading volume 3. It's good content. I like the element that Kawashima Amy adds to things. It's chaotic.
How nanny she is, right?
Exactly. She's an interesting character. Someone who just, puts up a facade, but is just completely 100% and without apology different.
I don't know how good of a different it is, but
I think it's the interesting type of different, to where it's like jury's out on whether or not this is a good thing, but like jury is in on the fact that this entertaining.
It's kind of funny watching her lose herself. Oh no, my mask! You bitch!
I just love the bit about, like, they're, picking up garbage and everything like that. Loses her shoe, or, gets, like, tadpoles on her shoes, freaks out and yells, Amy doesn't want to do this anymore. And just absolutely goes buck wild, realizes that Ryuji is still there and goes,
Ami-chan doesn't want to do this anymore! Ah! Just spikes her fucking shoes.
It's in the same vein of losing it because Nino called you thicker than a bowl of oatmeal again.
Does it matter? Because pulls out a mirror. Ami-chan is this cute.
I just like when they're looking for swimsuits and she's just lavishing praise on herself and Ryuji's just like, do you mind?
Dude, put that thing away. They're like children here.
I love that. I just love that she starts to catch on, you know. She's like, oh, but, you know, you don't want to look at Minori like this. And he's just like, oh, I mean, I don't really like you, so, you know. Of course I don't want to see you. I like how unnaturally blunt Ryuji is around Amy.
Well, you're kind of a... Well, you know what I say. Merry Christmas, everyone, except for you. You've been a cunt.
That is your favorite word here lately.
It's my favorite phrase.
Fair. Singling one person out.
No. I was in that Minecraft session that you missed last night. I ended up using it frequently.
Fair.
We all had good laughs over it. And also I got to compare Japanese notes against someone who's been remembering it.
Fair.
Treating English proficiency for it. Oh, shit.
Man. I wonder if... I think... I'm dying.
Good job.
I think Linus mentioned starting to learn.
Yeah, he did not keep up with it.
Oh. Yeah, sorry, Scott. My brain just stopped for a second there. Like, I was even thinking about it before I used it.
Comparing notes with Jessica, I said, I think this is the reason why you really seem like you bakamitai. And then she told me, but see, the thing is, Randy, I always bakamitai.
Nice. Oh, yeah, you did get one of the Yakuza games. How's that going?
I got 2 of them. Yakuza 0 is fun. It's just it's up in the air whether I like the combat system.
What type of combat is it?
Huh?
What type of combat is it?
It's like flat ground arena combat, brawler style.
I see.
It's fun. It's I think the best part is whenever you knock enemies down, they jingle with all their money. You end up making like 1,000,000 yen a fight.
You use them as your personal piggy bank, and it's time to crack it open.
Come here, bitch! Now, whenever I want to go to a side quest at a convenience store, I have to fight a bunch of guys. It's great. The entire prefecture is a gauntlet.
Nice.
But I just love it because their levels do not change relative to mine, so I just walk forward.
Cleave them in two, essentially.
No. Psh.
Nice.
I'm not cutting off heads, I'm just twisting them around with the punch.
That's fair.
I just want Kiryu to come up with an ability where he sends a shockwave from a punch.
Understand.
I'll blow you away. This is where it ends.
Oh, man. But yeah. Here lately it's been really busy, so like any downtime I can find is a genuine relief. College professors are like, you guys have like personal lives outside of school?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, here's a stack of stacks.
And not the diamond kind.
Not the shmoney, not the schmoves. Just the paper that I don't want.
That's funny. Even you know, in spite of my busier schedule, I still kind of want to get back into D&D, like find an online group or something like that. I feel like it'd be fun. I
found an online group, and then our DM went, "Nah, I'm going to college and making a game."
That's pretty cool, though.
That's pretty fucking cool. I encouraged it. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I want to play it when it's done. And no. No D&D.
I remember is that same group to where you'd have, like, multiple, like, 6-hour-long sessions?
Yes. Yes, I loved it.
fair. Oh, man. How did you even find that group? I forget.
Do we have a nickname for the short, dark-skinned gremlin character? Who was crippled for half a year?
Crippled for half a year.
Who came to the D&D club?
You know what? We'll just call him...
Name starts with the D.
Just call him D.
Okay, yeah. So D introduced me. She was like, "Oh, hey, so I'm trying to come up with the half frost giant, half ice troll." I'm like, "What?" She wanted me to help her come up with a warlock's number of spells kind of thing. And then she's like, "Hey, maybe you should talk to these people in this server." And after getting into the kind of hub server thing where the invitation to join the game was, a lot of scrolling. Holy shit. I found it. Dang. And then together she and I both found out that we cannot, in fact, create a character on our own for the game.
Oh.
It's just that custom.
Oh,
it's completely in depth. You build your character. You call it Bard or Warlock. No, not even close.
So basically, they're just titles, but the resemblance is not there.
I mean, sure, you take the same role. However, it's such a power disparity that you cannot use any stock class features, even with numbers bumped up.
Dang. That is downright impressive. I'm always impressed by the people who can approach Dungeons & Dragons and like really overhaul it.
Just basically remake the rule. It's because they use 3.5 and 5.
Ah, okay. But still, I mean, like, to mix and match those and make it, make
and
an
power scale it to high hell.
I mean, just to be able to like mix and match that experience and have it like function is impressive.
It's kind of funny though. In the worlds that we've been in so far, there's just such an overflowing massive magic that your mundane items will be magical.
Nice.
Like your teapot will like automatically boil your tea.
Man, that's cool. I need to find myself a new Dungeons & Dragons game at some point.
Yeah.
And then awkwardly cram it in my schedule. Like,
build your entire life around it.
Yeah. No, just kidding. I will not have enough time once Elden Ring comes out because I plan to dedicate myself, capital D, to that game.
Capital D? You mean Deke?
No, I mean D's.
D's what?
D's nuts, my good man. Oh! Gobble them. And do it like you're a fine gentleman. Excuse me, sir. Would you mind gobbling?
Goblin what?
Gobbling these nuts. And I just gun him down with a 6-shooter.
No, it's not double action, so you have to be like...
Oh yeah, just got him. Hog.
No, you pull out the M1897 trench gun. It has the slam fire, so you're sitting there going... You don't even move. You don't respond to the gun's recoil.
Or no, even better, just... Alright, I got him. Hovis, Tommy gun. There we go.
And remember, it has such a ridiculous fire rate that you have to go...
I love that the Tommy gun was just sold at one point.
Yeah.
It's just, you want this? Yeah, go ahead and grab it. I don't care.
Yeah, and then the NFA passed.
It's not the end of the world.
But I want a machine gun!
Of course, I imagine a lot of people want a machine gun, but not everyone needs to have a machine gun.
It's not about a need.
Nah, but I mean, like...
I should be able to purchase the things I want if I create the money to buy them.
Maybe.
I mean, it's not explicitly stated that I'm going to buy it and then still go shoot up the school or the bank.
Of course, but I mean...
And besides, people who are
You might not, but...
There should be one line of red tape, because anyone who's going to be unable to cross that one line of red tape obviously should not have one. But then the people who are willing to do that are obviously the people who should have them.
Maybe. There's some dedicated freaks
it's just
out there.
There's a pound per square inch of red tape.
Fair.
And there's many inches of tape.
What's it called? It's pretty cool, though, for my video animation class I've been taking this semester. I've actually been really enjoying it and, familiarizing myself with filming things as a form of making content. It's been pretty fun, though. Next project is still a couple weeks out, and I already have a good idea of what I want to do. The only issue that I run into with this is the vision in my head not always consistent with the thing that I wind up having to make. Because I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do, I want to have one of these camera angles, and I want to have this type of effect, and I make it, and I'm like, wow, that sucks.
Trash.
Garbage, even.
Waste, if you will.
I'm tired, Randy.
Tired of what?
Tired of this mortal coil which binds us so uncaring, unhelping, alone we are on this rock of an earth.
Well, maybe it's time for you to try this new medicine called Handalin.
What type of medicine is Handalin?
It's one that helps you out with Handalin these nuts. I got him. I got him.
What did you do to me?
Maybe you should have tried some more Handalin before.